There's a short story about a couple of idiots. Very young couple who got married way too young and thought it'd be a genius idea, or the wife thought it was a genius idea, to open up their marriage. And to no surprise, how these things go, drama central. And you're seeing how she's having a meltdown because things aren't working out how she planned. Title: Am I the a-hole for considering divorce? And a shout out to Bill for sending in this story. Now listen to this story. These two are morons. She says, "Hello everyone. Bear with me as I try to give some background and context information. I'm a 23-year-old female, and my husband is 24. We've been together for 6 years, married for 3. They've been married since she was 20 and he was 21. Smack! God's sake, they're kids. We try to do an open relationship. We both downloaded Tinder and have been talking to some people. We set boundaries and have adjusted them as necessary to try and make each other feel comfortable. One of our boundaries was not reading each other's messages. I never felt bothered reading or hearing about this or his, but he didn't like hearing about my conversations, so that boundary was set in place. They're 24 and 23. They've been married for 3 years and already they have to open up the marriage. So why'd they get married in the first place, you morons? My family came together for Christmas to buy my husband a new phone. He set his new phone up and decided to take a shower, and he left his old phone on the table by me. One of our other boundaries is that we tell each other who we add to our personal Snapchat. I saw my name by an emoji that I didn't recognize. I went to open his Snapchat to see how many people he was talking to still, and I accidentally clicked on that chat of the emoji I didn't recognize. Yeah, really, she accidentally did that. Remember their little agreement? They were going to read each other's messages. She accidentally, oopsie, bullshit. Before I knew it, there was a chat that was open, and I already saw words that caught my eye. Well, she's like, since I'm already here, even though I swore I wouldn't do this. Well, he told the girl on the Snapchat that he was going to take a shower, and she made a comment of, "Oh, I wish I could join you." He said, "I bet," and she said, "I'll message your hip, but my hands might find other places." Seeing that message made me feel off, but it wasn't something I could be mad about because we never said dirty talk was off the table. This broad, we know it was her, wanted the open marriage. What do you think's going to happen? You're going to be talking to other people. He's going to be talking to other people. They're going to be sending pictures and all that, and obviously hooking up. But she doesn't like it when she has to see this or have competition. What really bothered me was seeing a Snapchat that he had opened from her with a message of nice tits under it. Now, this was a no-go. We specifically agreed to discuss any sort of nude and sexual pictures. I wasn't instantly taken back. Sitting there, I felt like there was a reason I accidentally opened the chat, something I was never meant to see, and it just happened. Number one, and then just happened. You chose to open it on purpose. And number two, big deal. If you're opening a marriage and she's hooking up with other dudes, doing all sorts of things we can use our imagination on, and he's supposed to be okay hooking up with other girls, if he gets a boob picture, that's a violation. That's a divorce-worthy violation. Are you kidding me? I mean, these two shouldn't be together anyway. And if this leads into the path of breaking up and divorcing, well, good. But still, she's a moron. Well, after his shower, I asked him, "So who you been talking to?" He told me he had been talking to her and that she said, "I'd join you in the shower." So I played it off and said, "What did you say?" He responded, "I told her I like me alone in the shower." Lie number one, right to my face. He didn't know I read the messages. But still, a little time goes by and I'm making dinner. I ask him again, "So has anybody sent you any sexual photos yet?" And he looked me straight in the face and said, "No. If anybody did, I would have let you know, baby." Lie number two. Straight to my face again. After this, I planned on asking no more questions and just felt sick to my stomach. Well, he is lying to her, and that's not helping the situation. But regardless, this is a big, just stupid mess to show you how idiotic these people are. While he was sitting on the couch and I was taking care of some things, he suddenly says to me, "I feel like this girl is going to randomly send me something one day." And I said, "Yeah, like what?" And he said, "I don't know, like a titty picture or something like that." Playing along, I said, "What are you going to do if she sends you a titty picture then?" And he said, "I don't know, probably say nice tits or something like that." And after that, he just said that I knew. Our relationship has been somewhat rocky for the last few days. I've been questioning whether this is the life I want to have with him anymore. The life you want to have with him? Why'd you get married in the first place? This is ridiculous. Again, I'm pretty darn sure as this thing goes that she's the one that brought up the whole open marriage thing. So if he's lying and bullshit's going on and all that, but again, the fucking titty pictures, who cares? He's probably motorboating those things already, or doing other things with those things. I just can't get past the thought of him doing those things behind my back. Pictures and talking to some girl. I gave my full trust and honestly believed that he would be honest with me. He stayed with a friend for 2 days before any of this happened, and now I can't help but wonder what he was saying and talking to these women about the 2 days while I wasn't around. This chick is crazy. My trust feels broken. No, your brain is broken, honey. He lied to my face. I don't know what to do. Through this experience, I found a guy talking to, and we generally hit off as friends. My husband has no issues with him, but I feel like as soon as I bring up the fact that he kind of cheated on me, I feel like it's a real sob story, and I want to unadd everybody and focus on me and win my trust back. Cheated? Really? That's her idea of cheating? We both agree we could have friends of opposite gender and maybe in the future do a friends of benefit type of thing, but he ignored a boundary. Not only did he ignore it, he lied to my face when I already knew the truth before even asking. Am I the a-hole for considering divorce? You're the a-hole for a lot of reasons, and yes, divorcing over that, given that you want to have the open marriage thing, is pretty stupid. You're the a-hole for getting married too young. You're the a-hole for wanting the open relationship. You're the a-hole for getting bent out of shape over a boob picture in the Snapchat, even though you gave him permission to hook up with other girls. You're a freaking moron. And frankly, your husband's a moron too. It's like Spaceballs. I'm surrounded by assholes. End it. Yes, divorce, please, and move on. And you two can go someplace else and we don't have to hear from you again. But anyhow, guys, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to read some comments in the section. They're pretty darn funny, but these people are welcome to Some Good Word 2.0. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to sign off and agree that these two young guy and gal got married, but my God. First comment says, you're the a-hole. You said one of the boundaries was not reading the other's messages, accident or not, and what are the odds of you accidentally clicking on the very chat you're interested in? You still clicked and you read it. You chose to read it. Reading it could have been an accident. You lied by omission when you asked your husband questions and knew the answers because you broke the no reading rule and you didn't tell the hubby. You're free to have a marriage with whatever rules or morals or lack thereof you want, but it's a wee hypocritical of you to claim he was lying to your face when you were as well. How honest is what you did? Now, I got no problem people looking at each other's phones, but the point is, in this situation is, they got an open marriage. So what do you expect to be going on here? I think this was her way to make it like, okay, you can have the open marriage, but basically you can't talk to anybody. Or I can watch what you talk about, which will lead to him not being able to hook up with other girls. That's probably like her little game. Another guy says here, no, we won't bear with you. There's already too many people getting bare in this story. I tried to bear with you long enough to read your story, but due to the blatant stupidity, people are now living their lives under what I was not able to continue. Yes, you're the a-hole to yourself. Why are you living such a drama-filled life, fraught with the risk of hurting each other in the name of pleasure? Grow up. Thank you. Well, because she likes the drama. End of story. And one more. I'm trying to understand. Both of you have partners outside the relationship, but him getting nude photos is going too far? ? Make it make sense to me. Once I read Open Marriage, I knew this one was going to be crazy, and it is. Nothing about this is logical. If you're fucking someone, why does a nude picture matter? Yes, divorce is a completely reasonable cause. Neither of you are ready to be married. Amen. So yes, please divorce. Make some divorce lawyers make some money, and probably please don't ever come on Reddit or anyplace else again. But guys, we got a whole world full of morons like this. Some Gomorrah 2.0. But again, nothing good comes from these open relationships. Again, this is proving it.